The origin of life in the simplest cells, as evidence for the existence of God. The simplest cells are the basic unit of life. They have many different required functions, such as cell division, DNA and DNA replication, the cell membrane, and many other systems. Without these systems, the cell would not stay alive. This asks the question of how these cells originated in the first place, 4 billion years ago. These cells must have originated from non living matter, protocells. Firstly, the idea is that life started out much simpler than it is now. But like mentioned before, even the simplest cells are very complex, and for example, require 493 genes to stay alive. There are currently no other known protocells. The complexity of the cell makes it difficult to imagine the jump from non-life to life. You have to have 580,000 bases in the genome. You also need 206 protein-coding genes. This again shows how much design even the simplest cell requires. If all of these functions didn't exist at the same time, the cell would simply break apart and die. The cell itself functions like a factory. It runs on information. It needs to create things. And it needs to process energy and dispose of waste. Even cell membranes, which is the walls of the cells, are incredibly complex. There can be hundreds of types of doors and hundreds of types of proteins. This boundary of the cell has many different functions. At an information level, you need DNA. But to even have DNA in the first place, you need DNA replication. DNA replication has about a dozen different steps. It uses multiple machines to get the job done. This makes it difficult to imagine the jump from no DNA at all to the existence of DNA replication. On a reproductive level, cell division itself has many steps. All of these steps must exist at the same time in order to successfully reproduce a cell. This is another layer of complexity and is required for basic life. Enzymes themselves have a gigantic number of variations. These enzymes are very specific and are required to make life. The complexity of the cell makes it difficult to imagine the jump from non-life to life, especially in the environment of ancient Earth. This begs the question of its cause, barring the existence of a protocell. Although this is a God of the Gaps argument, the jump from non-life to life begs the question if it is possible by natural means.